How long does divorce mediation take? Divorce mediation in New York offers a faster, more collaborative alternative to litigation, and the timeline varies from a few weeks to several months depending on your circumstances and your willingness to cooperate with your spouse. In New York City, divorces are filed in the Supreme Court of the county where either spouse lives, but mediation lets you resolve disputes before filing, reducing court time and expense while keeping control of the outcome. A typical mediation consists of a series of structured sessions led by a neutral mediator. Sessions usually last 2 to 3 hours, and many couples finish in 3 to 5 meetings, though complex cases may require additional sessions to address significant assets or custody issues. New York's equitable distribution law means marital property is divided fairly rather than equally, so couples with straightforward finances can move quickly, while high net worth divorces involving businesses, multiple properties, or substantial investments take longer to evaluate and divide. The speed of mediation depends largely on both spouses' willingness to compromise. When both parties come prepared with realistic expectations, agreements can be reached quickly, but rigid positions, emotional conflict, or mistrust may lead to delays and additional private caucuses. Child custody and parenting time arrangements are often the most emotional issues, and creating a detailed plan for schedules, holidays, decision-making, and potential relocations can extend the process, especially when parents disagree on critical issues. Most mediations follow a common process. An initial consultation explains how mediation works and screens for domestic violence or other factors that would make the process inappropriate. Then both spouses gather and exchange financial documents to ensure negotiations are based on accurate information. After the information exchange, negotiation sessions address division of property and debts, spousal maintenance, child custody and support, health insurance responsibilities, and retirement accounts. Once agreements are reached, the mediator drafts a memorandum of understanding. This document should be reviewed by each party's independent attorney to protect their rights, and it is later converted into a formal stipulation of settlement that complies with New York's domestic relations law and must be signed and filed with the county clerk. Even after you reach agreement, legal steps remain. The stipulation must be prepared and filed with the court, and a judge must sign the judgment, which can add several weeks or months to the timeline. Mediation is generally far less expensive and more private than a contested divorce. Courtroom litigation in Manhattan can take a year or more and requires extensive attorney time for filings, appearances, and discovery, whereas mediation allows both parties to share the mediator's fees and avoid costly court battles. Couples can shorten the mediation process by gathering financial documents early, setting realistic goals, and understanding New York's equitable distribution rules. Working with a therapist or divorce coach may also help manage emotions so negotiations stay focused on practical issues. Choosing the right mediator matters because mediators differ in style and experience. Some simply facilitate dialogue, while others provide evaluative feedback on how a court might rule, and a mediator well-versed in New York divorce law can keep sessions efficient and avoid unnecessary detours. Short-term mediation typically spans a few weeks to 2 months with 3 to 5 sessions, while long-term mediation may last several months or more than a year when there are complex assets, contested custody, or high levels of conflict between the parties. Hiring an experienced divorce mediation lawyer from a reputable law firm ensures you are well prepared for each phase, that your legal interests are protected, and that the final agreement complies with state law. A lawyer can also coordinate with financial advisors and child specialists when necessary. At the law office of Ryan Besinque, a New York City law firm, our attorney guides clients through mediation, connects them with professionals, and handles the court filing process so you can move forward with confidence. Call the law office of Ryan Besinque at 929-251-4477, located at 115 West 25th Street 4th floor, New York, New York, 10001, United States to speak with a lawyer about your mediation timeline and take the first step toward a resolution.